What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. Gonna do an episode today about should Arsenal sell Lacazette and buy Wilfried Zaha? I'm only asking the question, by the way. I'm not making a statement. Before we get into the video, keep subscribing to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think at the end of the video. So the video today: should we sell Lacazette and buy Wilfried Zaha? As I said, I'm only suggesting this. I'm a fan of Lacazette. I think he's a very good player. He always puts 100% effort in. His record at home and away from home is like chalk and cheese. At home, he's brilliant. Away from home, he's not so good. And the problem for me, I think the balance of this Arsenal team requires two wingers and one striker. And for me, Aubameyang is the better striker. He's a natural goal scorer. He doesn't need many good chances to score goals. And he's proved since he's been at the club, he's going to score a lot more than Lacazette. Now, I'm just going to read out a few stats here. Lacazette has scored, he scored 13 goals last season in 35 games. The season before, 14 goals in 32 games. This is in the Premier League. He's 28 years of age and he's scored 6 away goals since he's been at the club in the Premier League. Which doesn't help when you're a team with a poor away record. Now compare that to Zaha, 10 goals last season and 9 the season before. Now for a guy who predominantly plays out wide, I know sometimes he does play through the middle. I think that's a good return. 19 goals in 2 seasons. He's played less games than Lacazette. And obviously can play out wide naturally as a winger. He's also a year younger than Lacazette. Now, I had it on very good authority. I don't want to pretend to be some sort of ITK. I've got mutual friends of Zaha, shall we say. And you all know that Arsenal bid for him in the summer. We made that stupid £40 million offer that was never going to be accepted. They wanted 70 or 80 million. I know for a fact they approached Zaha before Pepe in the summer. But they couldn't do the deal because Crystal Palace wanted at least 70-80% of the money up front. Whereas the Pepe deal, I think we paid 15 or 20 million pound up front and the rest over the next 4 years. The thing is, I think for Arsenal to move forward, they'll play Aubameyang through the middle with two wingers. At the moment, that'll be Pepe and Martinelli. I like Pepe. I think he'll get better. Martinelli is a big talent who I think will get better as well. But maybe we will need a top level winger to play on the other side. Martinelli, for me, can become a striker. I think he eventually will play through the middle. He plays very much like a striker playing out wide, and I think eventually he'll play central. So I'm wondering, if Lacazette isn't in the team, I'm not sure he's somebody who will want to stay at the club. I think he'll want to move on. And that's a difficult decision to make. Would you keep Lacazette or Aubameyang? Even though Aubameyang's 30, Lacazette is 28, I still think Aubameyang's got 2 or 3 very good years in him because of his movement and his intelligence. If the service is better, I think he'll score more goals, which would mean maybe Lacazette would want to move on. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd rather keep Lacazette and buy Zaha, but I don't see that happening. Would you cash in on Lacazette? I think we could probably get about £50 million for him. Maybe Atletico Madrid, I've heard that they would like to take him. Obviously, they tried to sign him just before we got him, but the transfer ban stopped it. Zaha's a player that really excites me. I think he's brilliant. He's a ball carrier. And what that means is when he dribbles with the ball, you can't leave him one-on-one. You have to push 2 players to mark him. And what that does, it creates a lot of space for other players in the team to benefit. And I think that's one of Zaha's strongest assets. I think I saw a stat that last season, him and Hazard were the 2 most fouled players in the Premier League. Brilliant dribblers who draw fouls. And I don't think Arsenal have fantastic dribblers in their team. Aubameyang is very quick, but not a great dribbler. Lacazette isn't a great dribbler. I think Pepe's a good dribbler, and Martinelli looks like a good dribbler, but Zaha is electric. If you saw the Arsenal Crystal Palace game, Callum Chambers was at right back. And I remember the guy sitting next to me said, "Oh, Chambers had a good game against Zaha." I said, "Listen, mate, wait until he gets him one-on-one and see what happens." And you know what? The first time he got one-on-one, he done 2 step-overs and won a penalty. I said, there you go. And from that point on, he just destroyed Chambers because he knew every time I get the ball, he's not going to be able to handle me. I think Zaha would be brilliant at Arsenal. He can play on the left, on the right, through the middle. He's an Arsenal fan. He's a year younger. He's quicker. His goal tally is not that dissimilar to Lacazette for a wide player, and I think that would also help our away form because we then can hit teams on the counter-attack, which is what we did to West Ham the other night. So for me, look, ideally, if we was a proper big club and Kroenke was investing big money, I would say go and buy Zaha and keep Lacazette. But I doubt that will happen. For me, if you gave me this option, I would let Lacazette go and buy Zaha. I think he gives us something different and he could start. I don't see how you get Lacazette in the team with Aubameyang. The only possible way I think this happens, if Lacazette could play in the 10 role, as I've talked about a few times, because I still think Mesut Ozil is very inconsistent. And maybe Lacazette could play in that sort of Firmino role, the false 9 role, and possibly do a better job than Ozil. I don't know. It's something I'd like to see before we made the decision of selling him. But let me know what you think. I mean, would you sell Lacazette and buy Zaha, or would you get rid of Aubameyang, being that he's 2 years older than Lacazette? But the amount of goals he scores, I certainly wouldn't be doing that. Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. There'll be more content coming out. We're making loads more videos now, getting into the swing of things. Appreciate everyone's support. Keep subscribing. Bless.